Hey everyone, and welcome to What Did I Miss? Where today I have some very exciting news about the future of Star Trek, while also catching you up on some interesting details about the third season of the Orville that were recently released. I know that on this channel I talk a lot of Star Trek, and I appreciate all of the support I've received, but I have to say that I was completely blown away by the amount of positive response I received from my first video about the Orville. So if you liked, commented on, or even watched that video, I just wanted to say thank you very much for making it far and away my most successful, and I'm so happy that I can continue to talk about the Orville on my channel, since I really do love that show. In fact, I'm currently working on an Orville video in which I examine the similarities between the Orville and Star Trek, so if you have not subscribed yet, you may want to hit that subscribe bell now so that YouTube will let you know when my new videos come out. On April 5th, Star Trek held an online event named First Contact Day that included free streaming access to their catalog, as well as a bevy of panels that gave us fans details about the upcoming series. Besides not mentioning the brand new series Strange New Worlds, the day also did not provide any details on the next new movie in the Star Trek catalog after years of the movie being in development hell. Well, we finally do have a release date for the next movie, as well as some details about the direction of the film, and I will go over those here. I will also review some of the news released during the First Contact Day panels, but if you want a more in-depth look, I put out a video about those details that I will link in the description. I also want to touch on a persistent rumor that I've been seeing online about certain villains that may be returning to Star Trek, and what basis in truth that may have. Finally, I want to spend some time talking about Season 3 Orville updates, which include a big change for the crew. If you do enjoy this video and would like to help support the channel, all you have to do is simply hit that like button, and that tells YouTube that more people should get to watch it. Thank you once again everyone for all your support. Alright, so let's get into the most recent Star Trek news. As I mentioned, I did produce a video that was an in-depth look at the panels as well as the teasers released during the First Contact Day event, and currently I'm running a poll on Twitter to see which teaser should get its own video. It looks like Picard is in the lead, so if you would like to vote on one of my next videos, be sure to check out our Twitter page and vote. I put up a lot of stuff on Twitter, so if you are on the platform, you may want to follow me there as well. I thought the whole First Contact Day was a lot of fun, and the highlight for me was actually when Star Trek announced a Star Trek convention in my hometown, Chicago, Illinois, in 2022. But as I mentioned, I did expect to hear something about the next movie, and not seeing anything about Strange New Worlds was kind of a shock too. But then I realized a few weeks earlier that Strange New Worlds did release a new cast list that included 5 new members, which I also covered in a video. Given the fact that the show may be a year away from airing, it makes sense that they did not have any other information to share. Around that same time, it was revealed that Paramount had ordered a new movie script from Star Trek Discovery writer Kalinda Vasquez. Many of us can say that our connection to Star Trek goes way back, but her ties to Star Trek start at birth, since she was named after a character from the original series episode titled By Any Other Name, which is also kind of ironic if you think about it. Besides her work on Discovery, she's also known for working on the series Once Upon a Time and Fear the Walking Dead, which are both new stories set in an already popular and established universe. You probably already guessed it, but I did a video about what I thought of this news as well, which I will link in the description, and there I theorized that it is her ability to tell new stories in established universes that may be a hint as to not only why she was hired, but what kind of script she will write. On Discovery, she was responsible for writing the second part of the episode Terra Firma, which included the Guardian of Forever, as well as the Mirror Universe, 2 hallmark storylines from the original series and beyond. No, not the movie Star Trek Beyond, I mean beyond the original series. Well, now we have a release date for this new movie, and that is June 9th, 2023. Now, it is true that as many as 4 different Star Trek scripts had been written since the last time we saw the crew of the Enterprise on the big screen in Star Trek Beyond. But this release date has to be attached to the script that Miss Vasquez is writing, since when it was announced that she had been hired to create the script, it was also revealed that J.J. Abrams' studio Bad Robot Productions would be producing it, and that same information was attached to the movie given this release date. She may still be writing the script, so the studio might be waiting to attach her name to the project again until that time, as well as when they can formally announce a director. I doubt that J.J. Abrams would step behind the lens flare again and direct this film, so expect an announcement about that in the next few months. Since the Star Trek Con in Chicago, Illinois is a little over a year away from the release date of the movie, I would expect our first teaser for the movie at that time. All this planning is of course with the attitude that the COVID crisis will not further delay movie production or release, but since that is not a guarantee, that movie date could indeed get pushed back again. But let me know in the comments, what do you think about this news, and are you excited for a new Star Trek movie? Myself, I can't help but be excited not only as a fan, but the episodes that Miss Vasquez has worked on for Discovery are some of my favorites, and I believe that she understands the franchise. Now, if you do watch this channel, you know that I like to talk about rumors in a is it data or lore kind of way, meaning is this information something that can be trusted, or is it just a conversation someone turned into a news article? Most recently, I've been hearing a lot about villains from the history of Star Trek coming back to the franchise, to appear in future live-action series. Now, John Delancey as Q was one of the villains that were initially brought up with these rumors, and of course that has since been confirmed, but the connection may be in fact happenstance. Not to mention that Q is not really a full-on bad character per se, as I would call him now more of an antagonist, but to be fair, I did include him in a list I did of the 10 greatest villains of all time in Star Trek. Also, Nicholas Meyer, who directed the movie Star Trek Wrath of Khan, among other things, has stated in recent interviews that he has a script for a miniseries named SETI Alpha 5. Which would be about Khan surviving on the planet after it was devastated. Mr. Meyer has also mentioned, though, that the people who are currently in charge of the Star Trek franchise are not interested in that idea, so I'm guessing we won't see a series about Khan in the near future. But just this past week, a report was put out that Star Trek are trying to lure Tom Hardy to return as Shinzon, a part he played 20 years ago. Now, I do not think there's any truth to Mr. Hardy returning to the franchise in live-action form. Not only is he a much bigger star than he was, but I think you could make the argument that Patrick Stewart looks closer to the way he did 20 years ago than Tom Hardy does, since Mr. Hardy has bulked up quite a bit since his days as a clone of Picard. The one scenario I could see him returning to the franchise would be to reprise the voice of the character, possibly in the game Star Trek Online, or maybe as a funny cameo in the animated series Lower Decks. I have been wrong before though, so what do you think? Are we going to see Tom Hardy again as Shinzon? Let me know in the comments. Do you think this is data or lore? Now, onto the Orville, and the third season is still in production and looks to be going strong as various members of the cast and crew have been very active on social media. The Orville Twitter page even dropped some huge news about the third season, which is that the crew will be getting a makeover with new uniforms. I really like this design, and I'm just guessing that the gold will be prominent in each division's uniform, while the color noted for the division will also be included up front. We can also see from the badge that this would be a captain's or first officer uniform, which were blue in Orville, not red or gold as in Star Trek. It looks as though the sleeves have been altered as well, as they were always a bit ruffled at the bottom, but now that seems more prominent in the design. Let me know in the comments, what do you think of the new uniforms? I like them a lot, especially since Star Trek Discovery just updated their uniforms, and I actually think they look a bit like the ones Orville was using. Also, if you are a collector, there's a pretty cool Orville contest going on Instagram, being run by a collector page named Hero Collector. You can win an extra large model of the ship, and all the details are currently on the screen. Speaking of contests, I'm running a contest until April 30th, 2021, and not just 2, but 3 supporters of the channel are going to get these limited edition Captain Kirk Funko Pops. If you have been following this contest, you know that I said if 50 people joined the WDIM Discord server, that I would increase the prize there, and just this week we passed 50, and I ordered another Funko Pop. On May 1st, I will pick 1 random commenter that is a subscriber and 2 subscribers who have joined the new WDIM Discord server. So all you have to do to be entered is be a subscriber to this channel and comment on a video from now until April 30th, 2021, and you can join the Discord server and be entered there as well. This gives everyone a lot of chances to win, and I want to say that I really appreciate everyone who has been commenting and supporting me these past few months. Thank you for clicking on this video. Please hit that like button if you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time on What Did I Miss?